Neither one of us were aware of a thunderstorm in the forecast. It seemed to have came out of nowhere. It was late Friday night and the rain was coming down in sheets. My girlfriend and I started out on our long trek home from a rock concert in Detroit. Wearing our new concert tees, we were still pumped up from the loud show and laughed over each other about our favorite parts. It was getting really late and the rain hasn't let up after an hour on the road. Soon the conversation fizzled and it was quiet. The hypnotic pouring rain didn't make it any easier to stay awake during the late hour. We were fast approaching a lineup of cars that looked to be moving slowly through the scene of an auto accident. We were both alert as the flashing lights from the ambulance and police cars were getting brighter as we got closer to the scene. As we passed, it looked tragic. It was a horrible sight. Both vehicles were crushed and barely recognizable. We hoped that everybody was okay, but it didn't look good. Pretty quickly, we were through the scene and on our way home again. After traveling a couple of miles, my girlfriend, who seemed to be barely awake, popped her head up and asked if I saw the person walking alongside of the road. I said, "Nope, who would be walking in this weather?" She asked me to stop the car, pull over, and see if we could help. She was right. There was a girl walking in the pouring rain carrying a backpack who was now outside my girlfriend's door, drenched. She rolled down her window and I asked the woman if she was okay, if she wants a ride, and where she was heading. In a soft tone, she said she was going home. I told her to get in out of the rain and we would take her there. When she got in the car and we were moving again is when the creepiness started. There was something eerie about her, the way she talked, the way she moved. My girlfriend turned to the back seat and introduced us. "I'm Jasmine, and this is my boyfriend, Tariq." The wandering woman slowly lifted her hand up from one of her legs and bent her fingers to wave, but said nothing. Jasmine caught herself staring while taking a closer look at the woman up and down, and then quickly turned back around in her seat. I could tell something was wrong. She just stared out the windshield. I turned my head to Jasmine and asked, "What, is everything okay?" It was dark in the back seat and I couldn't make out any details of the woman. I turned my head to glance at the woman in the back seat before turning my eyes back to the road. I asked her if she was okay. She said again in a soft tone, "We're going home." I said, "Okay. Where do you live?" She whispered something, but I couldn't understand what she said. It sounded like Haven, so I went with it. "Where is Haven Road located?" Before she answered, I was taken back by a strong, putrid smell. Jasmine then reached her hand across the space between us and squeezed my wrist with her hand. It was shaking as her grip was getting tighter. I turned my head to her and said, "What is the matter with you all of a sudden?" With a petrified blank stare, she slowly shook her head back and forth. I felt Jasmine's fear instantly. I turned on the light inside the car and quickly rolled my head to look in the back seat. When the light came on, the woman started screaming. Looking back at her and not the road, I was shocked to see her covered in blood as she continued to scream, thrashing around in the back seat. I yelled in a panic, "What the hell happened to you? Were you in the accident?" I turned my head back to the road, realizing I crossed lanes. The car was swerving and I was losing control. Jasmine opened her door in the turmoil, trying to get out, and was nearly ejected from the vehicle as her passenger door swung open. I couldn't focus. The woman's piercing voice screaming at the top of her lungs, "Let me out!" Lightning struck the vehicle and lit everything up in a bright flash. The car skidded off the road and was facing the opposite direction we were traveling in as it came to a stop. Jasmine and I jumped out of the vehicle and ran to each other. After making sure she was okay, I then quickly opened the back door to help the woman. My jaw dropped. My arms fell to my side. Jasmine asked me if she was okay from 10 feet away, still afraid to look herself. In disbelief, I muttered, "She disappeared. Vanished." Later that evening, the woman from the highway accident awoke in the hospital. The doctor said to her, "You're fortunate to be alive. We almost lost you. You were in a very bad auto accident with another vehicle on the highway." The woman asked if the other driver survived. The doctor told her there were 2 people in the other vehicle, a guy and his girlfriend driving home from a concert. Both are deceased. Do you believe that tragedy can open the door between realities? Let us know in the comments below. If you like our content, please encourage us to make more by subscribing. Thank you for watching.